Good
Do you want to
evening.
go first?
Welcome to What's New. We have some lovely guests here this evening. One is
lovely
Georgia Fett, and we have the mayor, and also, I forgot your name.
Tanny.
Tanny Friedman.
So I am going to let ours introduce everybody and get our show on the road. And if you need to call, we have a phone. Please, got questions, call us.
Yeah. Especially to the mayor when he comes on.
Oh, boy, you don't know nothing.
Yes.
If you want to talk to him about something, you can do so. That would be
I
great.
brought my book to write all the complaints down.
Okay,
Here.
so he's all prepared for you guys.
I'm ready.
Okay. Are you going first,
Yeah,
Tanny?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I am with the Ozora Sacred Heart Parish. This Saturday at our 5 o'clock Mass, we are having a polka Mass. So all the music and singing will be polka music. It's like, as far as I know, it's just going to be like a regular Mass with just upbeat music. That's at 5 o'clock at Ozora Church. And then afterwards, we're having a small meal, just hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, slaw, potato salad, stuff like that. $5 for adults, and I believe it's 10 and under are $3. So this is a group out of Illinois.
So they're guests?
They're guests.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So my dad goes and sees them probably 3 times a year or more. He's already gone twice this year, and they only started in June, so
So they play polka music
during the Mass, yeah.
during the Mass?
Yep,
And the songs are to that beat?
to that beat, yes.
Oh, that would be
That is pretty cool. I like
Polka.
that.
Yeah, that would be
Music.
interesting.
Yeah,
Somebody said Polish.
no,
No, it's polka.
polka, yep,
Polka.
yep. So
That ought to be very interesting.
that's all I have. I just wanted to put it out there, let everybody know about it. So
Well, glad you
It's
came.
good.
So how did the fair go?
the fair went good. Fair went good. No complaints really. Nothing to acknowledge.
So
There's always complaints, but nothing to acknowledge.
So
Um,
the money in the pit, in the hole, the
The-
horse pen worked well, really
Yep,
well?
yeah, that went really well. The Muddy Money Madness instead of the Grease Pig contest went real well. So,
Okay, and who got fair queen? We couldn't find it in the paper.
I don't think they had anybody in that category, that oldest category, so they didn't actually have a fair queen.
Oh, okay.
So-
What about those 2 other girls?
They would have
Taylor,
been like the junior and the miss.
And who got that one? You don't
I
remember?
couldn't tell you. Yeah,
Okay.
Stella Nagar would know that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm not sure who got
Yeah, because
that.
we looked in the paper and there was,
I'll have to ask her and
nothing
see if she
listed.
put anything in there.
oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so Stella would be in charge of that.
Yeah, Dave had Taylor driving her last year and this year.
Oh, okay.
And that's why he was wondering if
Yeah.
how she did.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't tell you. There's so much going on that there's no way to keep track of it.
So how was the cow chip lotto? Were you around when they
I
did
wasn't
that?
around for that. I'm
You weren't
sure
around.
it worked.
Yeah. It always works, it always needs, yeah.
How about the addition to the rides? That was something new this year.
That was new, and that,
Did it go well?
it went over well. They want
Did-
to come back.
Oh,
They
So,
do? Well,
yeah.
hey, I was wondering about that
Yeah.
because that's how they, they set up. They gotta make money. so.
Yeah, they were wondering whether or not we wanted them because, people were complaining about the carnival workers, and I'm like, they're carnival workers, So, we did, we did talk to the owners about some of the cussing that was going on, but it's carnival workers, so, but yeah, no, they want to come back next year.
Some of our teens talk that bad.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, probably worse. So, but no, they want to come back, so
Yeah,
that's the
great.
good part,
Yeah.
so,
That is good.
So
Yeah.
they feel they made enough
yeah,
money.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm glad that
Are
we
they
were
gonna
so
be
good.
2 nights then, next year?
Oh, it was
Oh, it was
4.
for the
It was the
entire-
whole entire time.
the entire- oh,
Yeah, they were there
okay.
Thursday through Sunday, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully they'll be there again Thursday through Sunday, but our goal is that they'll bring a few more rides, because they only had I think they had 7 rides, 4 for bigger kids, 3 for littler kids. So this was kind of like a trial year, and if they did okay, then they'd come back and hopefully bring more rides. So they said they want to come back, so
Oh, that's
And you
great.
That's a
said
plus.
you can come back if you bring more rides.
Right. We didn't have a lot to negotiate with this year, you know, with it
Yeah.
being our first year.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, that's good.
overall, it all went good. Demo derby went good. Just wish we could have had our Thursday night event, but it got rained out
Yeah.
third
But-
year in a row.
Yeah.
I think
But we needed rain, so.
we did need rain,
Yeah.
yeah. And the fair didn't lose anything because as long as we don't have to, as long as they don't start pooling, we don't pay. So they didn't start pooling, so we didn't have to pay any money out. So that's a win-win for us.
Yeah.
We didn't, well, not a win-win, but we didn't lose.
Right.
We didn't have to pay for
Didn't
them.
make a lot of money, but you didn't.
We didn't make any money that day, I mean, you know, so, but yeah, overall, it was a success.
Well, that's great.
Good.
So you're gonna have Christmas again, right?
As far as I know, yeah, and there will actually be a truck pull in September.
Oh, okay.
September 23rd, I think, is the date.
I think I have the paper here, so we could talk about it.
September 23rd. That's probably the lawnmower.
Oh, this is the lawnmower pull.
That's
Okay,
the
well,
lawnmowers, yeah. They're having those twice a month up there.
Yeah, it'll
But
be
then-
August the 5th and the 19th. Okay.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah, September 2nd, October 14th and 28th.
Yeah,
They
and
got
then
5 more.
then September 23rd, we'll be having a truck pull.
Oh, okay.
Just like the local boys, like we do on Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Where the local boys can bring their trucks in and pull. So we'll be having that in September.
Oh, that'll be nice, yeah.
Lots of stuff going on there now. So
Yeah,
it's good
so
to
you-
see the grounds being used more than just once or
That's
twice a
great,
year.
yeah.
So,
What about on the, there was some talk, and I know you guys did some modifications on the building. Are you planning on more modifications or more upgrades on the building?
yeah, we'd like to close in the kitchen area.
That's a
we
great
just-
facility, really.
We just ran out of time. You know, with everybody, I mean, everybody's got full-time jobs, except for, do have 2 retired guys on the board. You know, but everybody else has got a full-time job, and then their family, and then their life, and to try to do everything else, it's kind of hard to do. But yeah, we'd like to add on to the whole kitchen area and make the kitchen bigger. Because Oakenfooses do have auctions up there, probably 3 or 4 times a year. He has auctions up there. So it's you know, the building's dues then also. And then the county commissioners are supposed to chip and seal all the grounds where it's gravel.
Really?
They were hoping to get it done before the fair, but with all the flooding,
Right,
which is totally understandable. You know, the roads come before
right,
that.
exactly, yeah.
Well, that's great. There's been a lot of improvements to the
Yeah.
fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And it's a great facility.
And I don't know if it was the 4-H or the Beef Club or one of those farming groups got a grant for a extremely large fan to be put in the livestock barn.
Oh, really? That'll be wonderful.
Well, they were actually able to get it in before this fair.
Oh, they had it.
So it's
already.
like a 14-foot, no, yeah, I guess it's 14, the blades were 7 foot each. So 14-foot span fan
Oh,
that they were able to put in, they got a grant for to put in that barn to help circulate some air so the animals don't get so hot and the people too.
Is
So
that on the ground or up above?
it's up above,
Up
yeah,
above.
it's up on in the inside of the building.
Oh.
So,
Well, that's great.
yep, so
So now you have outdoor dances in there too.
we could. If anybody wants to take that on, come to the next fair board meeting, the last Tuesday of the month. 7 o'clock. So, we'll see how many more people we get to come to it.
So anybody wants to have dance parties at the park, I mean, at the,
Well, for anybody that
Playground.
has any ideas of ways we can
Start.
improve the whole fair or the more, more uses for the fairgrounds, like I said.
How often does the fair board meet? You meet monthly or?
Yeah, we meet once a month, the last Tuesday, or the 4th Tuesday of the month.
Fourth Tuesday of the month?
4th Tuesday of the month, yep.
There's a lot of meetings in this town.
there sure is.
Yeah.
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 And when you're active, you're at meetings all the time.
Yep. Mike just asked me if I was gonna give up the parish council, which is why I'm here now for this.
We sure got sidetracked.
Yeah. So, all right, if that's it, I'm
That's
gonna,
it. Well, thank you very much for
good.
coming.
I'm gonna go stew some
And all the
tomatoes.
info.
That's
Okay.
good.
So,
Good.
And then when you get ready for your Christmas, you come
We'll,
back.
we'll come
Yes.
back. All
Okay.
right, so
That'd
we
be
might even
great.
come back in September. So,
Okay.
for the truck pull, so.
Oh,
That'll be
yes.
great
Yes,
too.
all righty, thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
I guess I'll be next.
Okay. So we'll have the Georgia Pet now.
Yep. It's the 13th and 14th of August. And this year we've pretty much got what we had set up last year. We're going to have the Hope Church is bringing in the blow-up facilities for the kids on Saturday only. It's free. The kids can go over there and spend their energy versus spending money. We have, Jamie told me we have, I thought she told me 21 food groups. And out of those 21, there is only a handful of them that are out of town. The rest are all local nonprofit organizations. And we don't bring these in. These outside people have been with us for years. And it's stuff that, food items that nobody else in town wants to do. And that is the way we bring in our food vendors. If I let every food vendor in that has called this year, we would probably have 50 of them.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
gosh.
there is
Gosh.
lots of them. Oh, you don't have anything like I have? And I thought, oh, yes, we do. So I told them, I said, all I can do is put you on the list. I said, if somebody drops out, but you very seldom have anybody that drops out.
Right.
And like I said, it's a lot of the organizations in town. It's not, I can't say it's their biggest fundraiser, but it is a financial boost to the different nonprofits. So, but so far we got 110 vendors, craft vendors.
That's good.
How's that compared to last year?
Last year we had 150, but it was the 50th.
Yeah, it was
And
the
that's
50th.
what was, and then we got soaked.
Oh, yeah, that was,
It
that was
was,
rough.
it was sad.
Sunday it rained.
It was bad.
rained,
It was very bad. But we've had a lot of them come back. I mean, most of them are calling, I don't know what happened to my application. That's okay, go on the website, fill it out, send her in, and we'll take care of it. So, as far as new vendors, different new items, can't really say. We got a lot of them. We have 2 of them coming in this year that are they do yard furniture
Oh.
out of wood. And, we hadn't had that for a while. And then Tim is coming back, the wood carver. And
He's so good.
and we always laugh. He always puts down on his application, the grassy knoll, which everybody knows is over by the creek all by himself. And Joan asked him one day, she goes, why do you put that down? He said, that's what Brenda put down. So that's what he puts down on his app. But
Where is he from?
he is from up in Hillsboro.
Hillsboro.
He, as a matter
gave
of
me his
fact, the
card.
one year that he did the Bears for the Challenger baseball field, he
Oh,
did
yeah, that's right now.
the Bears, the one was a catcher and one was on top of him like and Tim works with special needs kids up in Hillsboro, and when he found out what we were doing, he made this special bear for them.
Oh, isn't
so
that
they
sweet?
could do it for their auction and stuff. So he's a super nice guy. Those guys have,
Very talented.
and they have fun. They love coming. And that's the general feeling of a lot of the vendors. They want to come back. They said it's one of the nicer shows that they go to.
Well,
And I
that's
said,
nice.
by word of mouth, we get more vendors that way. So, because I just had a conversation with a lady the other night for 45 minutes. I couldn't get her off the phone because she was just, I've heard about this show. Is there any way I can get in? We do have a deadline we put on there for the 25th, like the 25th of July, but we take in people after that. It's just, I got to have a deadline, or people just wait till the last minute, and then it's
You're getting the
then
calls
it's
the night
swamped.
before, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we went on vacation last week, and when I got home, there was 20 messages on my answering machine. So I got through all those. The website, Joan helps me monitor the website. The entertainment is about the same as what we had last year, and I think the Lions will have their own entertainment over there. We have, she didn't give me the list. But I know we got Vernon coming on Sunday. He always comes on Sunday and play. And then we have two others, well, the trio, that, the mom, the dad, and the son, and she plays the banjo on Saturday morning. I can't remember what their names are, but they're coming back Saturday morning. They usually do the first shift on Saturday.
Are they from here?
No, they're from Branson.
Oh, from Branson? Oh, my goodness.
So, but, we got our buses lined up. You know, if you don't want to try to find a parking space downtown, you can go out to Sylvana's, jump on the bus, and it'll drop you off either at Moses Austin or up at the Rogers, or US Bank.
Oh, okay.
So
So they're parking out at Eric Scott again this year?
Eric Scott again this year. The Boy Scouts are in charge of all that. And I do have to put a shout out there for them Boy Scouts. They really work hard. They help us on Saturday morning to unload vendors. If they come in on Saturday morning, they'll help them put up I've seen them put up tents. I've seen them unpack people.
Isn't that great?
And then they take care of the ice. They've took over the ice from the 4-H used to do it, now they're doing it. And they're selling ice to everybody that wants ice. If they just have to pick up and call them and telephone, and those boys work hard,
Well, that's great.
yes. I don't know what we'd do without the Boy Scouts, so, but,
That's great.
so that's about it. The hours for Saturday are from 9 to 5, and on Sunday, it's from 10 to 4.
10 to what?
4.
Oh,
And that gets them out. We used to be 6, but that's such a long day on Sunday, and, you know, if you're from out of town, you wanna
Everybody wants to get out.
pack up and leave, and it's that way, so.
Yeah.
How do they figure how many people come through? Do they keep track of that?
I've been asked that question. Well, how many people come to your show? I go, it's an open show. It's an outdoor show.
Yeah.
And unless you want to go into the Welcome Center and
No.
sign up,
Yeah.
And most people don't do that.
they don't do that.
I wonder though if there's a way they're pretty good at looking at groups of people and figuring out how many
yeah.
are there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people come to town.
But there's such a turnover,
Yeah.
you know, all day long. It's different
Right.
people going.
Yeah,
So it'd
yeah.
really be,
Yeah. It'd be hard.
it would be very hard. And some people walk the same place twice or 3 times.
Well, and it must be really good because if you get vendors coming back,
Vendors come back and they want to be in their same spot.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that's good because there's
Yeah.
one guy that used to do pottery.
Mm-hmm.
They moved him and he put, because he said his people were looking for him and they couldn't find him.
I had a lady last night call me. She wanted to know if she could get another spot next to her. I said, well, if you'd have called me 2 weeks ago, I might have been able to do it, but I said, all the spaces are filled. I said, I can move you. Oh, no, I don't want to move. And I mean.
Because people know where they're at, yeah, and they
yeah,
go there and look
right
for
there.
you.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what he said. He was a potter, very good. And then I said, oh, come on, come back. And he goes, nope. He said, they shouldn't have moved me. I lost a lot of money that year. And he's one that travels to all
Yeah.
the events. He said, I lost too much money. I'm not coming back. And that's a shame, but.
It is.
You know, that just happened.
Yeah. But we do have a deadline whenever they have to, if they want their same spot back, they need to get it in before the 15th of March. Because I told them, I said, after that, I just line them up as to how they come in, and that's the way I put them in. And it's only fair, I mean.
Right.
And we do have on Sunday, Joan will be up at the Welcome Center. I'm down at Moses Austin, and we take sign-ups for the next year.
Yeah,
On
I was going to
Sundays
ask
from
you
1
there,
to
how many
3.
people sign up that day?
Well, the year before last, we had 25 different people sign up
Yeah.
because they wanted their spots back.
What their spots?
Well, last year, we didn't do it in the pouring rain, and I wasn't going to do it in the rain. And I just told them, I said, just take it home, send it in. But like I said, most of them, I don't, and then they call, did I sign up? No. So, but anyway, we're looking to have, we're shooting for the 150. one of these days, we'll have them all there and it won't rain,
And that'll be great.
and that'll be great.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
And then you got the families, we got the Fisher family this year, and I can't think of who the other one was.
Do what?
The Fisher family is one of them, and I can't think of who the other family is.
I saw it, but can't remember it either.
Oh, I should have wrote it down.
Well, there's flyers out all over
Yeah.
town if anybody
Yeah.
wants to know. Or there will be. They are already.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a lot of boomers up there, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's really a thundering. Getting dark out too. Too early to be dark.
Yeah,
This time of year it is.
it is,
Yeah.
yep. But hopefully we get a big crowd in, so,
Well, that's great. You guys work so hard
yep,
all year long.
yep,
To
we'll
do
start
it.
again in September.
So you have one more Georgia Fett meeting before the fair?
The first Thursday in August.
First Thursday in August.
And we usually have one the first Thursday of every month.
Mhm.
So, so,
And that's great.
How many
Good
people,
service to the town.
how many people, I know there's a lot of parts to that machine. How many people does it take volunteer-wise on your committee to make that happen? Is it just your group? Do you have,
Well, it's usually just our group at the meetings,
Yeah.
setting up everything. But on Saturday morning, we have at least, I'd say 10 to 15 other people that come in and help.
right,
I mean, they come in and they'll do they used to call them the streetwalkers, and I said, we gotta find us a different name for that. You know? I said, I'm not for that name. And so then can we just call them volunteers?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we used to write down, and I go, we can't do that no more. It's just not politically correct to do that to them.
But you do get enough volunteers.
I can't say we get enough. I said, sometimes we're pretty thin, but we can take in anybody. And that's the thing too, and I brought it up at one of these meetings, some of these high school kids that need
Volunteer hours.
volunteer hours. Hey, come on down Friday
community
afternoon. We'll
service,
have
yeah.
you take people around to show them where their spots are, you know.
That is a great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, they come in, even if they want to work Saturday morning with one of the volunteers, and help with getting people in their spaces.
Yeah.
I'll gladly sign off on anybody's paperwork if they want to do volunteer hours.
So maybe you ought to put that out right before school's out
Mm-hmm.
next year
Call in
and ask
and
them,
talk to them.
if they would.
Yeah, but, if
Send it
there's
home.
anybody listening, they got somebody that needs some volunteer hours, hey, come on, join us.
Yeah, I've sent people down there on their night watch for community service,
Mhm, yeah.
which is good. It's community hours.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I know, 3 years ago, when the couple, she had the tumor, then they had to leave. They had put her in the hospital. He had to leave. Well, his tent was there. And we went and got his truck, and we brought it over, and he had locks on everything. Well, we cut the locks off so we could get into his thing, and we unloaded everything out of his tent, put it in his trailer. What we couldn't get in the trailer, we put inside the house. And I was on my way. I said, I gotta go get some locks so we can lock up his trailer. And thankfully, one of the policemen were there, and he said, I'll go get you 2 locks.
Oh, that's
And-
great.
And he brought locks back, and then when he came Monday morning, him and his son came. They thought they were gonna have to unload everything, and he said, no, it's all packed up, and what's not packed up is in the house. And he was so thankful that we did that. And I said, we can't leave this stuff sit here
no.
Heavens, no.
Sunday night. I mean, by Monday morning, he wouldn't have nothing.
I am surprised. See, you didn't get it all in the truck, did you?
He looked in his trailer, and he made the comment that we took everything out of the trailer and reorganized it and put it back in there.
Because I helped a lady and a man do that, and that trailer, it was a big trailer, it was just packed
Jam full.
perfectly, to where they can get everything in and out of it. It was amazing to me. Once we got it all out, and I'm thinking, how in the world did all that come out of that trailer? But that, you know, they travel and do that.
Yeah.
You know, we helped
Yeah.
them over a couple set up.
And that's,
Holy cow.
I know when my daughter was young, living in St. Louis, when she'd move, we'd pack that van, we'd get everything in there. And one time my husband helped, and it didn't all fit. And I said, you gotta put it in there a certain way for it to go. You had the
well,
bedroom,
it
you had
kind
the
of got to be an
kitchen, you had
adventure
the.
because
Yeah.
some of the stuff that he had in there, didn't have room in the tent to display. And when we got it out, hey, he didn't have this out. Look at this. Isn't this neat? We're just going through everything. But we got everything back in there, and he made the comment. He said it was packed very neatly.
Well, that's
And
great.
so then he was able to do was put his tent in the back of his truck, and they headed on back home. So
And that's a good service.
Yeah,
That just
yeah.
shows how good people are here. in
when I
St.
said,
John.
I need help at 4 o'clock, anybody with hands, be here. And I bet you at least 20 people showed up to help us pack it all up.
You have to put that out tonight. We need some help. Come and
We
volunteer
need
for your
help,
hours.
volunteers. Like I said, if there's any high school kids out there that need credit hours, I'll gladly set you up with some.
Yeah, because there's a lot of younger ones, not too young, but when they do confirmation or something like that, they have a lot of
They have,
service
yeah,
hours.
they have to do so many,
Community service hours.
Community and so many-
There's a lot of hours.
We had some of them out at the nutrition center.
Yeah,
We had 2 of those out there today.
yeah.
Well, when we have our chicken and dumpling dinner in the fall and in the spring, I have 2 or 3 of them that, within our parish for their confirmation. Bring your papers, I'll sign them for you.
Sure.
and we've got a bunch of clean the church. I mean,
Yep.
They wash the statues down and
Mm-hmm.
scrub the altars down and do all the woodwork, they polish it. So kids are good, and they're
Yeah.
very good workers, very, very good workers.
Yep,
You all hear that rain?
yes,
No, it's coming in. I hope
It's
your
a
windows are up.
pouring.
mine are up.
I think mine are.
I hope mine are. I'm gonna
Got
say,
you thinking, don't I?
If you don't, you're gonna
That
get
white
all
van out
wet.
there, who's driving that?
It's fine.
Oh, the windows are up.
They're always
I
up.
think I put mine up. I'm hoping I did.
At work, the girls are always putting
You
their
had to
windows
be running
down.
the air conditioners hot as it was, so you probably got it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah, mine are always up. I don't,
Yeah,
even at work, I don't roll them down.
I
So,
put mine down in the garage at home.
yeah,
'cause
Yeah, I
it's-
had mine down in
it's
the
so hot
carport
in there.
too.
so,
So,
but
Let some airflow.
hopefully this rains tonight and leaves me alone when Judy Felt weekend comes.
right.
There's no guarantees.
I know,
Yeah.
but I pray real hard and talk to Mother Nature really, really hard.
Be nice to us this year.
Yes, be nice to us this year. And we will have the militia there. They usually do the opening ceremonies with
Oh,
us. so.
okay.
I don't know if the cloggers will be there. Joe didn't say, so they may be there too for entertainment. So they're always good to watch.
Yeah,
But
both
what
of
about
them
the
are
German
good.
band? Are they gonna play? Last year, I seen them on a cart coming through.
They should. I think they're going to be playing too. So
That's
That's
excuse me, a tradition for them too.
Yeah.
I think they've been at every Druid event. That doesn't seem possible. It's 50-something, 51
Be
years
51 now.
Yeah,
Wow, that's something.
a long time.
yep.
How long you been involved in Jordan Fed?
I got roped into the very first one by my mom with Fran Vallinger.
What?
Yes, she was. That's when they did all the French and food right there in
Oh,
front of the. Well, it used to be the Rozier store.
Right.
Yep. I got volunteered and didn't know it until that day. Oh, you're going to go up and help Fran. I go, what? Okay.
So
Yeah.
you've been involved 51 years.
Yep.
then.
Wow, that's incredible. You need to get an award for that. Has anybody else on there been in there that long? No.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
I haven't been involved every year. Some years I took off, but I do remember that first one. Oh, but then there was no crafts involved.
Right.
The craft show didn't come in until several
probably about 7 years later, maybe, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Because it was strictly that French food that she had lined
It was
up.
like a French festival. was
Yeah.
it was.
And there was no crafters until later on, so.
They did have music though, didn't they?
I think they did.
I think so.
I was busy working, so.
That's a long time ago to remember everything, unless it's all
No,
written down.
it was just imprinted in my head that was really hot, standing there making all that food.
It's usually always really hot. That's a
yeah.
good
It's
thing.
hot in August.
Yeah, yes. Somebody said, why did they always do it in August?
That's a good question. Why did they always do it in August?
Because they looked on the calendar and they said that August was one of the months that had the less rain.
Okay.
But now we have climate change.
We got rain.
Just
Yeah.
rain on my parade every
Yes.
year.
So,
Last year was kind of, usually that time of year though, you might get a storm and it's over with and moves out, but it
It
set
stopped in.
It set in,
Yeah.
and we had a lot of rain, especially Sunday.
It's-
Saturday wasn't just too bad.
no, a lot of the vendors said they did really good Saturday. They said the people never stopped walking through they just popped their umbrellas and just
Right.
kept on
Yeah.
going. It was just, there was so much rain Sunday, you
Yeah.
just couldn't do anything.
No, right.
Well, that was the problem, and when
Yeah,
you're on the
Sunday
streets
was
like
bad.
that, well, then you've got water running through because they're on the curbs,
Yeah,
so you have water running through the tents.
yeah.
It was bad.
Sunday was bad. And like I said, the vendors all said Saturday was a good show,
And that's great.
so.
Keeps them coming back.
Yeah, they do. Keep coming back, so. Hopefully when I get home this evening, I'll have talked a few more of them into coming, so,
That's good.
Well, that'd be great too.
yep. So we're shooting between 125 and 150. But I don't ever think I'll ever get to that, that big mark like they had years
No,
ago.
That
Well, how
was,
big was it?
that was a change.
Oh my gosh.
650, was it?
Huh?
650? 600, 650?
Something like that.
Lots of them.
But see, then they were on both sides of the street.
Yeah,
And
They had to be.
And they weren't really committed to bringing fine handmade stuff. You
Yes.
could buy stuff,
Yeah.
like order a whole bunch of stuff from somewhere and come in and
Oh,
sell it.
okay, so it was more like a flea
But-
market.
But people, no, it
Wasn't a
wasn't
flea
really
market.
like a flea market. It was,
It was kind of half and half.
yeah.
And,
A lot of the people like that stuff.
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, we're getting some of that stuff back in, but we don't try to make it overpowering
right.
like it
Because
does.
the handmade stuff needs
Yeah.
to be the main.
The main thing, yes.
we did have that lady, was it a $3 store that she always had?
Yeah.
She hasn't been back in quite a while, has she?
No, because all her stuff was, she bought all that.
Yeah.
She never made any of that.
No. I remember that.
The
because-
wind's blowing too, look at it.
Oh, yeah, we're getting all our rain at one time.
It's real.
Yeah.
My sump pump will work today.
Your what?
My sump pump will work.
Oh,
I finally got one in the basement after that last one we had.
So,
that's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that last one we had, I had a lot of water.
Why is it coming in your basement?
Seeps where the floor and the walls meet, because it was a dugout basement.
Oh, okay.
And then hand poured.
Yeah,
It's an old house.
yeah.
My house is very old.
Oh, you're right next to that new one over there. It makes it really look old next to that brand new one over there.
It does.
What was wrong with it? It really looked good against the old one that was over there. The one was run down. Now
Well,
look
I've
at
got it sided, so it looks better.
Oh, good, good.
It kind of blends in a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's old. And I'm not gonna mess with the basement.
No.
I just put a sump pump in.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
well,
Well, we're getting a lot of rain.
Yes.
Everyone that can't hear or don't want to look out your windows, it's pouring. But you know what? It did this a couple weeks ago, poured downtown, and we never got a drop of our.
It's a mess.
Yeah, that's when I had 7 inches of water in the basement. Last time it did that.
And now you have a sump pump.
Yeah. Should have had it all years ago, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But now I have it.
Okay, so if you have nothing else about
Nope.
Jerdapet, we'll get on to our mayor.
Well, one good thing, the phone's not ringing.
Yes.
It could
Okay.
be short and sweet.
Okay, everybody out there, telephone the mayor. Okay, so,
First of all, it's good to be here tonight. It's always good. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work and make Georgia Fed a great event for the whole
Thank you.
town. Thank you so much. That's what I love about
She's
this
going out in
town.
that rain.
That's all right. She won't melt.
I would have sat.
No. She probably wants to get
My
home.
umbrella's out in the car.
Hopefully it'll
Mine
be
is
quit
too.
raining by the time we get out there.
I hope so. She's
Listen.
debating whether she's
Yeah.
going out or not.
Yeah. Well, it's raining pretty hard out there.
It
It's
is.
blowing really hard. though.
We're
Okay.
glad to have you.
It's good to be here. I enjoy being with y'all. I appreciate your service and your commitment and faithfulness to this, because it gives everybody an opportunity to get what they got going on out. Another great facet of communication, and that's what we need more of in our town, is people to be able to communicate.
That's
You
right.
know,
I wish more would come on.
yeah, well, yeah, I know, and that's tough, but just keep plugging away. It's all you can do, and whoever you have, so.
Yeah,
Keep
we've been
plugging.
plugging for several years now.
Yeah. How long have you been going? How long has it been What's New?
Been 5, isn't it?
I think
Five.
we're in our 6th year maybe.
Yeah. I think
Sixth
we
year?
are.
I
Okay.
think, 6th or 7th.
I haven't been over, I
Lose
haven't
track.
seen Mary Ann. I didn't get, there was talk that she was gonna try to get home.
But I haven't seen their car in the morning,
No,
so.
she's still there.
She's still there,
Sorry,
okay. Last time when I was
Did you?
visiting, went out to visit her, she was, Roger was talking about bringing her home.
Yep,
So,
that's what he
Yeah.
told me.
Well, then Roger was in the hospital for a week.
oh,
was
I didn't
he?
know that.
What was the matter?
Yeah, he passed out. He had it sent put in his leg, and then he passed out at the house, and so they had to pick him up again. He's not good either.
No,
No, poor guy.
They're both having a heck of a time.
it's heck to get old, isn't it?
Yeah,
Boy, isn't that tough? Boy, oh boy.
can't turn that clock back.
You can't turn the clock back, but I that's another thing that's coming up too, is I get to speak at the, on August 26th, first time they have a caregivers conference coming up over at
Yes.
the First Baptist Church.
Right.
Hopefully somebody will come over here to talk about that.
I think there's someone that's supposed to.
Yeah, they probably will, but I seen it advertised, they give me a flyer, and there's gonna be a lot of great
That
information.
is going to
and-
be,
She's supposed to call me. She was supposed to give us a call. Who in the heck was that? I forgot now.
Well,
is that the mall?
well, I'll tell you who contacted me was Kathy Walls. She talked to me about it. First one to talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Then Sandy Bell at the health center gave me some information about it too. So
I can't remember who it was though. And
That's
that's in,
that's August 26th. It's coming up.
26th.
Yeah, I hope they come on.
Oh, I'm sure they will. They need to, because that'll be a great event. And they've got a really good lineup of different people
They
to
have.
help. You know, because that's, you know, for us in our community, you all have noticed we've got a lot of older people in our community. Have you noticed that? Yeah. Well, you know, the reason I notice it is because I go to all these committees, the different committees, the standing committees that you know, that are the nuts and bolts of this city to run, you know, on all these different boards. And man, we need some young people on these boards, you know. And one thing, it was an eye-opener for me. I was able to speak at Memorial Day up at the VFW, and it was sad because there was no young veterans there. But and I asked that question, and every year they're dying
That's
off, you know.
Yeah.
And but they still got a great event, and
I know when my daughter comes home, if she happens to be here over the meetings, she usually goes up there.
yeah, so.
Of course, she's not as young as she used to be. but-
Unfortunately, our kids age as we do.
But she did do 22 years in the Navy, so.
Did she? Wow, that's incredible. That's awesome. 22 years, that's a long time.
She was supposed to get out at 19 and a half, and then that Afghanistan thing went off. She got dragged back in for 2 more years.
Well, that's good. I appreciate their service. She's gonna make a break for it.
Yeah,
Did she start? She's gonna go,
we all dry out.
it'll feel
get
pretty
wet.
good out there, right?
No, I'll just get wet, that's okay. I'll drive off at home.
That's good. But that's just the state of everything with, we just gotta get, I don't know, I guess people are just, we get too busy. You know, we're running around, you know, we just get,
We do.
we're overloaded with stuff.
People are busier now than they've ever been.
I have to pretty much stop once in a while and say, that's enough. I just stop and rest, you know, I get overloaded.
I'm going more than now
that's
that I'm
something?
retired than I did before I was working.
Yeah, I'm never gonna retire because I hear you just run yourself to death. Huh?
You do.
And then they'll put you on and
You
then
have to
they'll put
just-
you on a committee, 1 or 2 of them.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So,
My kids tell me you're never home.
yeah, that's all right, so. Well, anyhow, I've been in office about just over 3 months, and I'm really enjoying the job. I really am.
Oh, that's great.
It's been an eye-opener for me. Like I say, I just overwhelmed by the people that have helped me, because they had to educate me, because I didn't know, for lack of better words, I really had no idea what I was getting into. I kind of knew what I was getting into, but I told people, and I was talking to Martin Toma yesterday and we were talking about how much information that you have to learn, how many things, how much the importance, we're going to be going into a budget. You know, it's budget time. So when all I heard on the campaign trail when I was campaigning, and I knocked on a lot of doors, people want to see roads fixed, sidewalks, and that's really not in the budget, you know. So we've got to come up with a way to get it in the budget. Now, we were blessed this year for whatever reason, and I don't know why, but we ended up in our budgets an extra $200,000 to fix some roads. So that's exciting for me, you know. And so I think, you know, we just have to take a long, hard look at that, and those are things that got to be addressed. Because a day like today, early on, right after I got elected, we had a pretty major flood. You know, and there was a lot of water on the levee, and we had that 8 inches of rain. Well, we had like 13 inches of rain within 3 or 4 days, and
Right.
man, I was out there on 2nd Street, and the water was out through the street, and I call it the second, nobody wants to hear this, but it was the 2nd Street Water Park. The kids were all down there playing on the street. It wasn't very nice for the homeowners, and we got to do something about that. But the water just backed up. We had too much water too fast, and it had nowhere to go because the river was coming up, the creeks were all up, so it's a lot of work.
That's what happened in my basement. It just backed up.
Yeah. So,
Drain couldn't hold it.
yeah, and that's, can't go nowhere when you have that much rain, you know. That's why I don't even like to hear rain like this. We need a nice, slow, steady rain.
Yeah.
You know, this is
A soaker rain.
yeah, the soaker rain. This
soaker, there
rain
you
here
go.
is just a hit and run off.
Runoff rain,
so,
yeah.
But it's water, and I know the farmers need it. I talked to, I went Sunday night to the Foundation for Restoration. They had their annual meeting, and I really enjoyed myself. I just went. I didn't know. I wasn't invited or anything, but I wanted to see that group. I seen their sign on the building over here, and I know some of the work they do. So I wanted to go over and just see what they did. And it was kind of neat because they had a great meeting, a lot of great people. And then Lester Lurk was there. And oh my goodness.
He is hilarious.
It was just incredible. I enjoyed it so much. Sat right across from him and got the story of Will Rogers.
Yeah.
And, that guy remarkably looks just like him, man.
He does.
He
It's
does.
amazing.
But there's a lot of good people there, a lot of volunteers, and I'm impressed with that. I mean, there's a lot of volunteers, and right now I've got, in all our committees, I'm just short 2 people on the park board, and I know I can get a couple people for them, but everybody, all the rest of the boards are full right now, and still looking though to keep bringing people along, you know.
That's
Because
good.
it takes volunteers to make
It
things
does.
happen here, you know. I got a really in my first, it was, I got a real good education in tourism. I never, I don't know, it's not that I didn't ever care, but I was never involved in it. Well, I had to get involved with we were short some people on the board, and there was a few minor problems, and I got a great education on tourism and how that works, and the importance of it, and the importance of it to people. You know, there's a wonderful man here in town, his name's Bob Mueller, and he's my
yes.
Tourism mentor. So whenever I got questions, I go visit with Bob,
Yeah,
you know, and
He's good.
he's a good man. And he reminded me that, you know, this big levee that we have here, it's protected. It was put here because of the history of this town, you know, because really financially it doesn't make sense
No.
for the Corps,
no.
spending that much money, but the importance of this town and the history of this town
Yeah,
is
because
something-
we're the only town with
Yeah,
original buildings.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, it's amazing.
I got a good education with it happened to be right on the French Festival come in, and the structures, and I got contacted by they were doing a film crew was here from Canada doing a documentary, and so I had to get educated on the vertical log structures and the history of the town, and I'm not a history buff, but it's been really great, and I've really enjoyed every minute of it, you know. It's just been a good experience, and
That's
I've got to visit with, what's great about this whole thing is that, you know, my scope and my scope was pretty, the amount of people that I normally get to be with has been expanded because of this job. So I got invited to a barbecue with a group of the artists from downtown. Gene Rizover was there at barbecue, and it was just some other artists down there, and it was just like, oh, what a great time I had. My wife and I were invited, and we just got to meet people.
Isn't that
and
great?
talk to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been an incredible experience, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun. It's really good. You know, one of the things I wish I could spend more time. I do work a 40-hour job out of town, but I've got a lot of vacation, so when I need to be in town, I am. I try to get in City Hall as much as I can, but really for the mayor, you know, Martin Toma runs the town, and we got a lot of great workers here that know their business, and they do a great job, you know, and so that's a blessing too. So,
That is.
we got a great little town here, you know, I really love it. I've always loved it, you know, so.
Well, I went to Williamsburg, Virginia, and you know, it's supposed to be an old town, but it's not like this town. This town, we have our buildings, original ones, and those, all they had was the foundations, and they built the older houses of, you know, from the specs on it.
Right.
But they were not there. They had the foundation, that's all they had.
Right.
We have the house.
Yeah, we
have the
still have
whole
the
thing.
structures.
Yeah, we're the oldest in the,
Yeah, it's
in the
incredible that
nation.
these structures, these vertical log structures have made it. That's taken some preservation.
for
You know,
sure.
It is really cool how we
Yeah,
have that.
it's amazing that the termites haven't ate it all up.
It amazes me too, and it's just like, wow. You know, and the improvements that are going on around town, you know, the Green Tree Tavern, how they're fixing that up. All these structures, the Bolduc House, how they're fixing that up, and the people that, they're just so excited about it, and they're passionate, and that's what we need, passionate people, you know, to do projects like that. The lady I got to meet, the lady that's working on the big house on the corner, and I
Oh.
don't know what the name of the house is. but
Carrie Davison.
yeah, got to meet her, and she's, as a matter of fact, I just left her, they had the Missouri Heritage people were here doing a tax credit, where you can get the tax credit for Missouri Preservation was here tonight, doing a presentation over at the DeBoer Center.
Oh.
Look at that beautiful facility.
Isn't it?
That's incredible, isn't it?
It is.
I was sitting in the night, I wasn't paying attention, I was just looking around and all the beams and everything in it, it's just like,
It's amazing.
yeah, so, yeah, but it is amazing, you know, and.
It's amazing how much there is here. It
Yes.
just floors you.
Yeah,
And
it
we've got
is.
this many houses, this old standing.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're up to like 50-something.
Yeah, there's quite a few, there's a lot
A
of.
lot of them are
you know.
undercover, but
Yeah,
they're,
right, they
they're
are,
there,
you
yeah.
know. And then we're getting ready,
I
I'm
think
going to be.
54, they said, something like that.
Yeah. Friday night is the art walk I
Right.
think Friday night. So I get the honor of Casey Brenner, that asked me to judge the flamingos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they said, you decorate a flamingo, and I'm gonna be one of the judges
Yeah.
to see who gets the best flamingo. So, interesting. to see
That's
what
cool,
gonna
yeah.
be. That's fun, though. I really
It
like
is.
those art walks.
Yeah, they
I
are
really
fun.
do. It's a lot of fun, and it's quite entertaining.
Yeah.
You get to meet a lot of people and see a lot of different people on the streets.
Yeah.
And, so it's been a lot of fun, so.
Yeah, I'm glad you came, because I was telling people at the nutrition center, I said, we're going to have the mayor on tonight, and I said, I think it'd be nice that the mayor comes on and you all get acquainted with seeing him and know who he is, and
That's right, that's right.
that's
And
why I wanted you to come on.
pick up the telephone and call.
Yes, please, call. Ask
But
him some questions.
that was hardest for me, because I love, and I've worked a lot in our community, but I just didn't want any recognition. And now, man, I'm out there, and it's just like, holy cow. And then I gotta watch what I say, because the paper man, he's always, whenever I'm at a meeting, and they write it down, and it's in the paper.
Yeah,
I'm going, oh,
everything
my
you
goodness.
say gets,
Yeah.
and
but-
how you say it too.
Oh, sure, and then they word for word. And
Yeah.
my wife's always correcting my speech. She's the English teacher, and she's not a teacher, but she is a teacher at our school, and she's not doing, now she's working at the St. John Industries,
Oh, okay.
driving, so, and then working part-time as she needs.
Yeah, I remember years ago I was interviewed and I did not think they wrote it like you said it.
Oh, yeah,
I was like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me
yeah.
that? And one of the nuns says, Iris, you got to always remember, when you speak, do it properly, because they write it word for word.
That's right. That was great advice. You know.
And
That's
I've
my
always
wife.
watched that,
Her grammar, and me too, but I wasn't listening very well, but I remember in Catholic grade school, Sister Mary Ruth, she was our English teacher, and I mean, she taught you the right way to speak and everything else, you know. I should have listened more, but Mary did, and she's all the time correcting me, or correcting anybody. And she looks at, we put things up, you spelled it wrong. So, well, that's all right, you know, so.
That's a trick.
Yeah, but, no, I think things are going pretty good. I hope to, right now, we're gonna be, you know, like I say, coming into budget talk, so there's work to be done. I'd like to see some, and I know we got a trip, maybe we have to fundraise. One of my visions, and I shared this with the park board out there we got, that park out there is just beautiful, Marquette Park. And, you know, I went yesterday to they had one of the planning meetings for the new water park. I guess I don't know if it was.
I was just gonna ask you about that.
It was a feasibility study. They were supposed to do it, but these guys were talking,
They're
I guess, planning on building that.
They are.
You know, so they were getting
Now-
ideas of what people would want. you know.
So what did they decide on the pool? Or did they-
That's still deciding that. That's what this guy was here. He did 4 meetings yesterday, and they're just deciding, they're gonna have to decide, you know, what
Oh,
it's.
so that's what they're deciding
Yeah,
on.
it's gonna be, you know, you got different aspects. I should have took some better notes of that, but recreation, and then also for therapy. You know, people use the pool for therapy. The swim team uses the pool, so you wanna have sort of like, you know, swimming lanes, and then just other stuff in there.
You have to have, I looked it up and I was gonna go to the meeting, I forgot to. You have to have 10 lanes.
Yeah.
And you have to do the long route.
Right.
So short route and the long route. And the
Right.
short route doesn't qualify for all the swim meets,
Right.
where you can have really good attendance and competition
Right.
if you have the long pool. Holds more water, is longer, and it has 10 lanes wide. They don't need all that extra play stuff.
Yeah,
They just need the lanes where people can go swim, they can
Yeah.
take the ropes down, people can swim like they used to up at the park.
yeah. And they had, and there was a lady talking about that, on the deep, that pool must have had a deep end.
It did. The
It
one in
did.
the park was
I
deep
didn't-
and shallow.
Yeah,
It was
these-
3 foot, no, 3 foot, I think 2.5 or 3 foot when you walked in it. And then it was probably.
How old was that
They had
pool?
a high dive,
Yeah,
so it was pretty deep, 11,
Yeah.
12 foot. Let me think when they built that.
It was there when I moved in town in 60.
The first few years it did well, but it was in the paper today that the last 20 years,
Yeah,
they didn't do well.
right.
Because somebody was given the stats because he thought it was a lot of money. One of the ex-aldermen, he thought it was a lot of money for the time that was going to get used.
Right.
But I think what they should do is put a roof over it. And
That's another thing they talked about at that
where they can use it
pool.
all year.
Yeah, they talked about,
Because people don't want to go out to this pool at the community center. They do it and swim, but it's no fun because you can only go certain days and you can only swim in this area and you can only do this and only do that. They need to have open swim
right,
anytime a person wants to go,
right,
or I think that.
absolutely.
And if they had the Olympic-sized pool, the big long one, with the 10 lanes, there'd be plenty of space in there for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's talk of that, because there was a lady there that, her children are on the swim team.
yes,
have
and
a
they
swim
make
team.
a lot of money
Yeah.
at those weekend swim.
Yeah, and she says they can't have one here, they have to either go to Farmington
Right.
or Cape or
Right.
one of their parks to do that, so.
Years ago, somebody told me, I didn't know what I was talking about, but this girl whose grandson was on, she's my age, was on the swim team. She talked to all the people when they were away at a meet. They made $10,000 in a weekend.
Really? Wow. Why
With
did you get all those people?
with their concessions
Sure,
and their
sure.
fees, entry fees and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely.
And that was years ago, many years ago. So everything's higher now than it
Yeah.
was. Of course, you got to pay more for it too,
Oh, yeah,
so.
so.
But I wanted to go to that meeting to express
It was good,
How
and that was brought up, there was that lady brought that up about
the big pill,
yeah, about
10
the lane,
lanes.
and that guy talked about that, the Olympics, he had different, looking at, and then they brought different pool sizes and different pools from like Boonville, and they had one from a Kansas City area, and then another smaller town. They had different parks that they designed.
All right, a
This-
few years ago, I did that, probably 7 years ago now. I called the Ferns in St. Louis and they sent me pictures of all the parks, and I brought it to the city, and I was told, we're not doing anything like that. We don't have the money. I said, what about all the busing money? That has to be around somewhere.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
I don't know, that's
I don't know.
not disclosed how much.
But the park
Or
is
the general
celebrating this
public.
year, in August, is the 50-year anniversary of the park, when that land was donated and they had established.
No, it's longer than that, because I was.
Well, there's some kind of anniversary, and I'd have to talk to Bob Mueller, and I should have brought it with me tonight.
Okay, when I was a junior in high school, we were there, a bunch of us girls. They had a wading pool, and the wading pool was put in after the swimming pool. So that would have been in 1956.
LaPorte is the other family, Claudia Stupi, LaPorte is the other family, the Fishers and LaPorte
Oh, okay.
on the Jordan Fed. So
Okay.
she must be watching it, she just texted.
Oh,
me.
she texted you and told you
Yeah,
that?
LaPorte is the other family, yeah, so.
Yeah. So in 56, the wading pool was there. They had a little wading pool for the kids, big round one, it was like knee deep. And then they had the big pool. And then after that, so it was there in 56.
56, okay.
Yeah, because I used the wading pool with my kids in 60.
And the big pool was there already.
Yeah.
You know, that you gotta look at too, and somebody brought up a point.
It's expensive.
It is, it's expensive, but also the change of the times too. Kids, when I was a kid, we were outside all the time.
Yeah.
And I imagine that park was the same way. Kids would ride their bikes up to the park.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now you don't see
The
anybody.
kids are at home.
They're at home,
They're
so-
playing on their,
Too
Yeah,
much,
I-
too much
they're
of this
doing
stuff.
this and
Yes.
ignoring
That's the
everything
problem.
else around.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So,
yeah.
maybe it's not such a good idea to have a pool.
Yeah, and those are
To
things you
spend
have to
all
look
that
at.
money,
Yeah.
right, to spend all the money.
I was going to tell you, I shared a vision with I would like to see where the pool was up in up at the park. I would like to see one of those, they call them, they're up in St. Louis all over the place, they're splash pads. It's a big concrete thing
yes.
with little fountains
With the
going out.
stuff, and you know what? The kids love that.
Well, yeah.
Even adults run through
Oh,
that.
yeah, that'd be
When we're
fun.
on vacation, I used
You
to always
know,
go
so
through.
there's
Yeah,
some, but you know, there again, you know, putting something like that in, you're probably gonna talk $150,000 to do something like that, to do it right.
Yeah.
And it don't have to be fancy, but I would think that would be a lot of fun, you know,
Yeah.
to do on a summer day. But
And
then
they
again,
could-
are the kids gonna come out and use it? You
Yeah.
know, so.
Because they're too attuned to being indoors.
But maybe
And-
what would happen though, you'd get more people, you know, because we got a nice pavilion up there, and there's some other pavilions that maybe people would go picnicking and then their kid, we used to do that. I remember
But-
we did family picnics when I was growing up all the time. We'd
But-
go to the park and families would get together and have a picnic, and then the kids would play, and
Yeah.
it's just.
But another thing that's happened over the years too is central air.
Mhm.
And people got spoiled.
Yeah.
And people don't like to be out in the heat.
Right.
Where before you went out of your house
Yeah.
into the heat to get out of more heat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that doesn't.
Well, that's why I
happen
remember as
anymore.
growing up in the city, my dad used to, more than one time in the summertime, sleep out in the backyard.
Yep.
And he told
Oh,
me as
yes.
a kid, he grew up as a child up there by the Anheuser-Busch Brewery, and there's a park called Lions Park right there. He said they used to sleep in the park all the time down there in the city.
Yeah, and there was an article on Facebook, or a thing on Facebook, I can't remember who posted it. But anyway, it was about in the 30s, when it was hot for like several weeks, almost a month.
Right.
Everybody was sleeping outside, in the
Outside.
parks and in their yards,
Yeah.
because it was too hot in their houses.
Yeah, and then,
Yeah.
you know, if you lived in a brick house, it
All
held
the
the heat
heat,
because of
yeah.
bricks, it just held the
And
heat.
all those houses that they were talking about at that time, I guess down by the river, South St. Louis,
Yeah.
they were all brick.
All brick, every one
Yeah,
of them.
and that's why everybody was outside in the
Yeah.
park sleeping.
Yeah,
and in
side
their
by side,
yards.
those brick houses, yeah, yeah.
I slept in the backyard many a day.
But we
We don't
did
do it anymore.
We did it for fun.
Yeah, yeah, we used
I
to
mean, we
camp
used
out
to
in the back.
sleep outside just to have fun, sleeping outside. And
Yeah,
the
times have
mosquitoes,
changed.
you get so aggravated, you pull
Oh
the
my
covers
gosh.
up over your head.
We don't have mosquitoes in St. Genevieve.
You're kidding.
No, we don't. Yeah, that's why we quit spraying. I tell people, there's no mosquitoes here.
Mind
haven't
above
seen too
matter,
many.
huh?
Huh?
I haven't seen
It's
too many
not
in
been
my
so
backyard.
bad. No, it's not been so bad.
Mind above matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. They come out at dark, let me tell you, right? When
might. I
it
don't
starts
know.
getting dark, then
Yeah.
you start a buzzing, yeah.
Well, when you live
So-
by the river, you're gonna have some mosquitoes.
That's what the
That's the
doctor
problem with
said.
living by the river, you know?
Yeah, and we have that creek going through the back.
Oh,
there.
yeah, yeah. Well,
You're
one
gonna
good
have-
thing about it is dry as it's been, there's no water in the creek.
No.
Not much, but there's always water running on these creeks, a little bit. But moving water's not the problem, it's that
It's the still
stagnated,
water,
the still
yeah.
water. And that's where we tell people all the time, you gotta look in your backyards, when you have buckets and stuff like that sitting, or not fish, but
Tires,
not only tires, but bird baths and stuff
Bird
like that.
baths.
You gotta
Oh,
keep that
yeah.
moving around. That's a good spot for mosquitoes to breed.
oh, yeah,
And boy, they can make a lot of them in a hurry.
yeah,
So,
they can.
I don't have any.
I
of that
remember
stuff.
when I was young, the holy water fountains in church used to see all the little
Really,
things swimming around
that was time to change the holy
in the
water.
parties, yeah. Time to change the holy water.
Yeah, trying to clean out the holy water. So,
Yeah, that was probably in the 40s. Yeah.
yes, where's time going?
Yeah.
Have you been up to SGI yet?
Yeah.
In through there?
I haven't been all the way through it yet, but,
Oh.
yeah, I've been up and about it, I need to do that, so.
Oh, yeah, that's,
I need to get over to Eric Scott. There's a lot of, I have not had really, I got a $100 tour of the Bull Duke and all their properties. I've been on some other tours, but that's when I'd like to go to Eric Scott Leather and go there. Piva Building, I'd like to see the window factories over there and see what's going on, so.
Isn't that amazing, all
my
the
gosh.
properties that they own?
Oh
that-
my gosh, yes.
How they're
Yeah.
fixed up and
Yeah,
how people lived, and
Yeah.
it's just really a good history.
oh my goodness, it's just, and the
Great.
people they have doing the tours, they have such knowledge of it, and I'm excited, and this national park is gonna be good for us.
Yes.
A lot of people don't like it. There's people on both, not a lot, there's a small group of people that don't care much for it, but I think it can only do us some good, I really do. People are worried that the government gets too much and taking over everything. This is a small 13 acres, I think, and it's spread out. It's not a big land grab or anything like that. And
If
it'll
it
be-
brings more businesses in town.
Well, it's gonna
or-
bring it, it's gonna put people on the street, you know? And when you got a tourist on the street, that's really the best, because when they come to town, they come, they see, they shop, they spend their money, and they stay overnight, and then they leave.
And
you
then
know?
they go back
When
and
somebody
tell their
moves here, and I'm
friends.
all for growth and people moving here, when somebody moves here, you gotta provide all kind of city services and stuff like that, which is important, you know, but, and it takes a healthy balance of all that, so.
Yeah, and you take the tourists, they go back and tell more people. so
That's
you
exactly
get more.
right, and that's why it's important for them to have a good experience and
Right.
to meet friendly people on the streets, and they do a good job of that downtown. The downtown group, they actually have, and they train some people to talk to tourists, and we all need to do that too. I stop
Oh, yeah.
when somebody's looking and say,
Oh, I always
you need help finding something, or what do you think? You know, what do you think of our town, and stuff like that, so. And we got a good, friendly community. I think our community is pretty friendly, I really do.
It is.
I think so too, I really do.
Yeah, I'm always really proud of SGI,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
because I helped found that.
I know that, you know, that's, yeah, what a great opportunity for folk. My wife just loves it, you know, and when she works out there sometimes when, you know, they got a project of building boxes or stuff like that. And the
Oh,
amount of
yeah.
work they get done, it's incredible, you know. And it gives somebody purpose, is what it does.
It does, yeah.
It does, although,
Yeah.
those people are so excited when payday comes, you think that
Yeah.
they were handed $1 million.
That's exactly right, you know.
I've
it does
got
make-
2 of those boys out there, they say, oh, I'm getting my paycheck, I'm gonna take you out for supper, and I told him, I said, Joe, you've been taking me out for supper for 40 years. I said, we haven't made it yet.
That's funny. Oh, no, that is.
But I just love every one of them out there.
Yeah, that's a good group, and they do such a good job, and
We've got a good board of directors.
yes, you do, you know, and that's what it takes to keep something like that running.
We
well.
get along good, we don't
That's the
argue,
key,
and we
yeah,
just,
that's what I like to see, you know, and the board, you know, and I think when you have a board, you know, this is a democracy here, and you know what, the majority rules, and if that's what the vote is, if the majority rules for that, then I don't care if you agree with it or not, you support it. You support it, you know,
Exactly.
you don't be on the backside talking bad about things. That
No.
just causes nothing but problems, so.
no, whatever we do, it's there, and
That's
we
right.
all get along, and
That's
it's
good.
just been wonderful. It's been working for 40 years, so
Yeah, isn't
don't
that
knock
incredible?
it.
Yeah,
Because I've been secretary that long.
yeah, wow. Man, oh man, it's a
But
long
it's
time.
great.
Yeah.
No, we have a nice little town.
Oh, we do. We have a great town, so. Yeah, and that's nice. It is nice. And everybody that comes to town, anytime any of my family comes down and says, what a great town you have, you know, and it is. It's,
Well, the people are friendly.
yeah, that's one of the, and I've always said this town, you know, there's a lot of generous people around this town.
Oh my
A lot of
gosh,
them.
yes.
If there's a need to be met, it gets met, you know, if it's a good cause to fight this town, I mean, they'll, and like, no.
They all come through. Everybody
Well,
comes
you
through.
look at that, you look at out there at the community center out there, that Challenger, the ball field,
Mm-hmm.
and that playground is incredible.
Isn't it neat?
It is just
And
incredible.
people come from all over to
Well,
use it.
they should, because, see, and that was built, they did that right. They built it with excellence. And, you know, when you do that, I told them guys, that, you know, that's a hard thing, building a pool. But if you're gonna build it, you better build it right, you know, and build it to where people are gonna wanna come and use it, because the pool is not gonna pay for itself. You're gonna have to draw people from all around to come in to use that facility. This little town is not gonna do that. So you
Right.
need to have some, and you got competition out there. You got Farmington's got a nice water park. Cape
Yes.
Girardeau's got a nice water park, so, but you could draw, so.
But that playground out there, there's a
Yeah, it's
lot
gonna
of
be-
people get bussed in there.
Oh, my goodness, it's just incredible. Well, what I like about it, you can go in there, you can let your child in there, you can sit down and they can play, and you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about them, and it's just a great atmosphere, you know.
And it
It's-
is
it's a-
handicap accessible.
Right.
That is so
right.
great.
I love
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
love that.
For sure.
Oh, well.
Well, now, everybody, the mayor is here, so if you got questions, we got a telephone. We got a telephone. Please
Yeah, we've been
call.
talking for quite a while now, so.
Everybody's pretty happy with you apparently.
Well, I'm sure there's, you know, you can't make everybody happy, but you know what? One thing I do is I make myself available for people, and if you have a problem, you can call, everybody knows my phone number, or if you need to call me at call City Hall, they know how to get a hold of me, you know, so. And I want for people need to have a voice, you know, so that's what people need. People need to be heard. I don't care, if you got a question, you got to ask, you know, and.
And
That's
no
right.
question is a dumb question.
That's exactly right, you know, so, and I ask a lot of questions, I'm thinking, boy, why did I ask that? But I need to know, you know, I didn't know, so.
Well, I know that everybody enjoyed you being out there at the Nutrition Center that day.
Oh, I like going out there. I'm a golden ager. I didn't even think about that. I said, man, I'm a golden ager. I'm 50, I'm gonna be 59 in October, so, but I enjoy
young
that.
pup.
I am young, but, I enjoy that. And I don't know why everybody don't go, when I'm in town, that's where I go to lunch. It's great company.
Economical.
Oh, it's a great meal for one thing. I've never got a bad meal out there and don't expect to ever will. It's just outstanding and it's healthy for you. And the people out there are just fantastic, you know, so I love it. I love going out there. I really do. I enjoy it.
Everybody knows everybody.
That's what I like about it. See, I like community, and that's what I love. And community, and in community, there's a word in there. The main word is unity, and that's where we got to be. We got to unify. You know, we got to put our differences aside, and we need a community. I love community. That's what I always loved about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church, they do really well with community. You know, the church together, they do community, and they do it really well. I appreciate that, and I love that.
And no matter where you go,
That's
it's
right.
the same.
It's the same. It is, you know.
You always know when you
Right.
go.
Right, absolutely. And that's important.
It
It's
is.
especially important in a small town.
Right.
It's a small
We were in Florida last time we went down there, and I went to mass during the week, and I was like, come on, come on, go to our meeting. Come on, come over and have coffee with us. I mean, they were so friendly, and that you find that everywhere you go, you know, it's
Yeah.
all,
Well, that's because we have like minds, you know, when we do that, so.
that's
And
right.
yeah, we're connected, I don't care where you're at.
That's
you know,
right.
So, that's important, that's important. When we do our program at church, it's called Celebrate Recovery.
Right, that's a
And
wonderful.
it's a great program, and what I like about that program, there's there's Celebrate Recoveries all over the United States, and we run our program. You could be anywhere where there's a Celebrate Recovery, and they run them all the same, where you're comfortable when you go in. You know you're going to do this, 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 and this,
Right.
and they're all the same. You know, so that's key. It's important. You know,
That's very important.
it's important. It's very important for anybody that's got any kind of addiction or anything like that. I realized too, with the folks out at SGI, on a Sunday morning, I pick up 3 people that work out there, and they live out at, 2 of them live out at Zell.
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, I pick them up at the same time on Sunday morning, and if I'm a minute late, they know it, and they tell me about it. Now, this Sunday, I'm going to be at the Presbyterian Church. They're going to be doing they're ordaining their new pastor down here.
Oh,
so.
they got a new one now?
Yeah, they got a new pastor going to be ordained Sunday, so they've invited me to come and be with them, so I'm going to be there. So I had to tell Linda and Francis, I says, somebody else is going to be picking you up, and I told that guy, I said, you pick them up at 9:30. I told them ahead of time, because they'll worry all week about that, and
Well,
and
I know
boy,
it.
when I miss them, or if I don't tell them, I hear about it forever, because it's just,
Yes.
it's the same thing, and it's.
Routine.
Routine, you know, that's important.
Yeah,
Very
they go
important.
through a routine, and that's.
That's right.
They don't want to be out of their comfort zone.
No, they don't, so.
But it's when I've got a routine, there's one boy that I have to help him with bingo.
Mm-hmm.
We have our parties. He'll say, come here, come here. I said, I'm coming.
That's all right. That's good.
But they're great. I mean,
That's
it's just, I grew up in a small town, so this just fit me perfect when I moved over
Right,
here.
Right. Yeah, it's,
Because our town was small too.
yeah. I didn't have I grew up in a big city, but I've always liked small towns. I love small town, but, you know, I don't care much for the hustle and the bustle, you know, so.
No, I like it where you can walk down the street and feel like you're secure.
That's right. Yeah, and there's a lot to say about that too.
For
you know,
sure.
So,
because I used to walk home sometimes from basketball games that we'd have, sometimes 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
There was nothing to it, you
No.
weren't afraid.
No, no. Well, that's good, you know, in our town. I think City of St. Genevieve does a good job with our police.
Yeah, they're
You know,
good.
I feel protected. You know, if I make a phone call, the other day I noticed something on the street, car on the street didn't have license plates, and I'm looking, I go, well, maybe that car's stolen, you know, and so I made a phone call, and it got checked out, and it happened to be somebody that owned it, left it, or they moved it into the side of their, but I thought it was stolen or something, but, you know, and if you see, and I encourage people, if you see something out of the ordinary, call the police, call. And that's what I like about them, they're right here, and they'll answer the call. you
Yeah,
know, and if you
I've
have
called
any
them a couple of times.
Yeah, and if you have any problems.
Something I saw, you know, and
One thing I don't care much for, when you dial 911, it reroutes way out.
Right.
you know.
yes.
So I always call the chief or Lieutenant Crump direct, so.
You
But I
got
have had to
that
call,
privilege, though.
but I have had to call 911, and it amazes me that it gets routed that fast and they get you that out that fast. So it really works. The service works. So it really does.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Because it is.
No, it does. I had to call
called a couple
911 for an
times, too.
ambulance, and you don't miss a lick. It gets routed, you tell them where you're at, you stay on the phone with them, and services will be there like that. And that's what I like about this town. I mean, there'll be ambulance will be here, you're gonna get all the help you need.
Yeah, they're quick.
They're quick. You know, we do
They
have
come
good
pretty quick,
services.
like.
Yeah. You know, and we gotta take care of those folks, you know, because they provide a good service, you know, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I believe
they
that's
do.
important, because people want security. I want that, you know, that's a need for people, security and, you know, jobs, and it's all on that chart to be secure, so it's important. So,
Yeah, and our town needs to grow business-wise.
it does.
And I think if people open businesses, the people in town should support them.
That's right. I always try to shop St. Genevieve. I've always tried to, everything I do. My wife and I have been, Mary's been, you know, on art walks. We've been buying, you know, you're always buying Christmas gifts for your family and stuff. So we buy all of our stuff in town. We shop at country, we shop in town. Very rarely that we go out of town.
I've always did that.
Yeah, I like the convenience of that. And you know, by the time you could save a few pennies somewhere else, but when you drive somewhere, you're gonna spend it in gas.
gotta
And then you're taking all your time, you know, so.
I knew one lady that she
Right.
would look at everything and, oh, this is like you. She'd drive all the way to Farmington or all the way to
Yeah.
Festus. And by the time you figure your gas and the time and everything, she didn't save a dime.
Yeah, she didn't.
She probably
didn't love
spent
road
more.
trip.
But she thought, well, you know, really she was saving something. And I said, you
Yeah.
just walk down the street and go in town and
Yeah.
take 5 minutes and you can get what you want.
And now, now online, you can buy anything you want through the computer. And
Yeah,
that's something.
That's hurting all the big.
That's hurting a lot of businesses. You see these
It's hurting
figures.
small businesses.
It's hurting all kind of businesses. You know, you look at all these big stores going out of
Oh,
business.
yeah, they're-
You know, up in St. Louis, the malls are
Oh,
closing
yes.
down because of that online
Right.
business, and it hurts our, you know, you look at this town, you see UPS trucks in town dropping off packages
yeah.
everywhere, you know, so.
Some of the younger ones, they work, so
Oh.
they just shop
yeah.
online and get everything.
You can grocery shop online.
Yep.
Now you can call Schnucks and they'll shop for you and deliver your groceries.
Really?
Yes, yeah, I seen that yesterday, you know,
Or you can they'll have everything ready and you can pick them up.
yeah. Or you
And
can
I
do
think
that.
Walmart started doing that too.
Walmart will do that,
yeah,
Sam's
after-
does it, they all do it, you know, you can call ahead and convenience.
And
When I go,
I bet in town they would do that too.
yeah, oh yeah, I know they would. That's my,
Yeah, so, anyway.
but anywho,
I-
yeah, this day and age, it's different.
I don't like shopping online. I like to go in.
That's
I like to go in and look around because normally if I go into the store for 2 things, I wind up with 10.
yeah, something you don't need.
That's-
But it's fun going. You know,
Oh, it is.
That's the best part about it.
That's a bad habit. I have to walk in the store.
It's like a social hour.
Something to do. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
You know,
entertainment,
so
shopping's entertainment.
That's what it is.
That's why I like going out to the nutrition center. I meet so many people.
Well, it keeps you sharp. That's where people got to do that. You got to get out, get your little exercise, moving around a little bit, and And everybody needs purpose. I don't care who you are. That's why people need purpose. You got to have purpose. That's why I'm big with the SGI out there, those folks. Got to have something to do. Otherwise, all kind of things set in.
And we're doing pretty good now.
Especially the health,
Yeah, right.
mental health.
Right, absolutely. So,
They're
and there's
great.
plenty of places too. I tell people all the time, you want to volunteer. I think a great thing, and I've started doing it, been doing it, is on a Sunday afternoon, just go to a nursing home and walk around and just sit and listen to people, or just say hello to somebody. A lot of them, you know what? I don't even know them, but they sure. I've never ever had one to where if I wanted to pray with them, they'd say no. They've always wanted to talk and just tell me if they're different things, and and that's nursing home's a hard place to be, but people get fear of going, but I encourage people to go, man, and just sit and talk to people, man, because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
loving to have company on a Sunday after any time of the week.
And if you go into somebody's room that don't expect you, well, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
Well, I was here and I just thought I'd come and
just come
say
by and
hi.
say hello. That's
Yeah.
it. So
Say hello.
that's good. That's really good.
It's like my grandmother used to always say that, I know my husband said one time we was walking down the street and I said hello to somebody and he said, "Who was that?" I said, "I don't know." "Well, what'd you say hello for?" I said, "Well, I don't know." My grandmother always told me, sometimes when you meet somebody, a smile and hello might be the only one they get
That's
that
exactly
whole
right.
day.
Absolutely.
And that might make their day.
It
So
will
she
make
said,
their day.
be friendly, smile and say hello and be courteous. And she said,
You know,
because
what a
that might be
wonderful
the only
world.
thing they have.
How much better would our world be if everybody was like
If
that?
everybody would smile.
Just smile and say hello.
Yep.
I don't know half these people that,
I
some of
don't
these
either.
that come in,
I
I
don't
just.
know half the people in town anymore.
No,
I don't either, but I still say hello.
still say hello.
How you doing? You
Well,
got
girls,
to.
I gotta run and pick my wife up now. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here.
Oh, okay.
I got to, Mary's gotta get her car over to the tire shop, gotta get oil change and everything, so she's sitting over there waiting on me.
Well,
Okay,
thank
well,
you for
thanks.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Thanks
pleasure
lot
being
for
here. I
coming.
enjoy it. I always enjoy being here, and I just,
anytime.
thank you guys for what you do. I really appreciate that.
Well, you
Anytime
come
wanna
back.
Come back.
Oh, I'm gonna come back. I'll come back, so we're getting ready now. We got the big Jordan Fete, and then, where was that lady at, she had,
Polka dance,
polka.
church.
That sounds
Polka
interesting.
mass.
Polka mass.
Polka mass.
That is awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
I'd like to go just see what it's like.
I
Yeah,
would
was
too.
it, when is that, this Sunday?
This Sunday,
Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday, 5 o'clock, isn't it?
yeah. What church was it?
Yeah,
Ozora.
Ozora, okay. And then when's the wine garden picnic? Isn't that this week?
That's the 30th, I
That's
think.
the 30th?
Wow, that is this week, isn't it?
That's this week, that's
By golly,
Sunday.
it is Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is, because they, I had a gal
Yeah,
tell
it
me
is.
that the wine garden was this, and I can't be here for Jordan Fete again because I gotta go to my class reunion.
Oh, really? So where you gotta go to?
Illinois,
Illinois?
Nashville.
Nashville? Okay. I know where that's at.
Yeah, we're gonna have our class, we've been having it every year since our 60th.
Wow.
Because we lose people.
Oh, yeah.
And we just decided, well, we're going to have it every year, and
Yeah.
those that can come, that's great. Because you don't have the same ones all the time. I mean, their schedules and different things happen and that, and we lost 3 more
Really?
this year. But I think, we had a very small class, and I think we've got 30, we've got 30 still around.
Really?
And 25 that's deceased out of our class. We had a class of 55. So that's a small class, but we still have that many people.
Wow, that's incredible. That's
But we
fantastic.
lost 3 more this year, so
Yeah.
that's why we have it every year.
Well, you need to. Every day, you live every day like it's your last. You never know.
Exactly.
All right, girls, well, I'm cutting out.
All right,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you
very
for
much.
All right,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to wrap it up without me.
You have a good evening.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the lawnmower.
Oh,
Get the wrong
yes.
thing here. We have the lawnmowers coming up August the 5th and August the 19th. So that is up at the fairgrounds. And they don't have a time on here. Opens at 5. Opens at 5 and the admission is $3 for the grandstand. So if you like to see the lawnmower races. I think it's a big deal. Nice crowds have been there so far.
They say they're
You can-
neat.
Yeah, that's what they say, so. Anyway, that's the 5th of August and the 19th of August. And then we'll let you know. Well, we guess we can talk about them the next time because our next one is the 9th, so.
Right.
Yep. So we'll talk about the other one. And the fourth Fridays this week, polka mass on is it Saturday or Sunday?
It's Sunday.
Sunday at 5 out of Ozora. Wine garden picnic and
I think there's anything else going on.
And I didn't read the paper to see, so if you check in the community news, it tells you lots in there too. They do a good job of putting everything in that's happening around town. So
They do.
you all tune in. Our next show will be on August
9th is
9th. Yep. And we will have some new information for you. So everybody have a wonderful 2 weeks, and we will see you. No, you won't see you. You'll see us in 2 weeks.
And thank you all for
Yeah.
joining us
Yeah.
tonight. And we welcome the mayor and was glad that he's here.
Right. Right. Good night.
Good night.
Everybody have a good weekend.